Just Say No in Capital City. We're talking about his latest ebook series that is available right now on Amazon. He has 2 episodes out, and it's called The American Disease. Now, Omar, you label in the 2, because I've read both of them already. You know, I had to get prepared and be ready for you. You know that. So, disease,
you know how I'm hitting them hard.
Okay, and let me ask you this: disease. The definition is infection of symptoms, disorders, and behaviors that, if not treated, could lead to extended sickness and eventually death. And that is what this book is all about. You have 15 characters. 15
and
characters.
The economic, when Malcolm X was alive, he said black people's problems stir for money all the time. Yeah. Even when we murdering people, it's about money.
Yeah.
He said white folks murder for crazy stuff. Black people murder over money all the time.
Wow.
We divorce over money. We cuss each other out over money.
Yeah.
And I know black people will not loan you $1 because their black parents told them, don't loan like no money, because a lot of times we so broke you don't know if you're going to get it back.
All right, so I'm thinking that this is what made you start this ebook series, the state of mind of not just black Americans, but mostly us, because this is what you see when you look in the mirror.
Yeah, I'm from West Philadelphia. I don't know nothing about white America.
So what made you write this ebook series?
When Will Smith said that on his show, West Philadelphia, but when he was telling y'all, which y'all know, I'm from the blackest part of Philadelphia. That's what Will was, because we were 90% black, and the areas where white people had, they didn't want us over there. You cross 63rd Street in West Philadelphia, they were ready to kill you and beat you down with brass knuckles. And white folks were crazy in Philadelphia. And I grew up in all the way up into the 80s, it was like that, you know?
Yes.
So when I'm writing this book, definitely, but of course you write about the greed that white folks have too, where they tell me I'm a self-made millionaire, I don't know anyone anything. Let us stop buying your cars, let us stop buying your cell phones, let us stop going to your malls and buying your clothes and your movies, and you'll see how self-made you are. Yeah. There's no such thing as being self-made. Everyone is attracting money and support from other people. That's how you become wealthy. So there's no way in the world you're going to turn around and say you don't owe anybody.
You're attracting it with your talents, your abilities. You're not making it yourself. That would be illegal,
would be illegal. Print money. You're not making money. You're attracting it, and then people give it to you.
Yeah. All right, so we don't want to give away a lot, but I did give a little hanger that, you know, the book starts off very powerful with 2 friends getting into it, and one kills the other over money. Now, the plot is thickening as it's going along, but what made you start off with this dramatic opening scene?
Well, I'm going to tell you the truth, man. I had a tantrum with this book. That's why I'm writing this whole thing, because I've been trying to get investor capital, just like you asked me about the movie. I've been trying to get a small sum. I'm not going to say how much it is, but it's really small. And black folks that got money, I can't do it. I ain't got it. And they do reformations on their house. They travel around the world. They buy 8 cars. They got that. And I'm like, dude, this is a small amount. I can't do it. Because they always thinking that you're going to fail at everything you do. So they have no confidence whatsoever in other black people.
But
and then they'll say stuff like, well, I don't understand the book business. I don't understand the film. I don't understand the music. They don't understand nothing but real estate. And so most black people that invest, that's all they know is real estate. I'm like, are you kidding me? I understand that real estate is the true and bad, but you know how much money white folks are making off of every other industry, and we sitting there talking about real estate? It's crazy.
But don't you think, Omar, from a devil's advocate standpoint, don't you think somebody will want to know what they're investing their money in, and if they don't understand it? Like, if you
do you think I haven't had investment plans? I had business plans set, and that's why make a business plan if you ain't you're sitting right there to read it. Read it. Let me discuss it. Let me talk, and then they do all that, and well, I don't feel safe. Well, why'd you have me in here for 2 hours? Sending you stuff for 3 days to read all. What's the point?
But fear is a real thing, Omar. When you we have this mindset that we're making this money. We made it, Mama. We made it. My mama's watching. Big up yourself, Ardania Williams. I got Omar Tyree on here.
You always have to keep earning money. You ain't made it. It ain't over with. You got to keep making money.
You have to keep making it, but the fear of an investment.
It ain't ever over with. And that's our problem. You got to stop being so fearful. Black people are so terrified. You know, you ever heard that term? Scared money don't make none?
All the time.
Okay, then. Well, I wouldn't have made no money if I was scared. I would have went right back and worked for a job instead of writing books. Because everybody told me, ain't no black people don't read books. You gonna? I ain't listen. I wrote them anyway and made a whole bunch of money. And over the last 10 years, They stopped reading books. The bookstore started closing up. Yeah. I'm still trying to get through. If I'd have had that movie done when you said 2013, boy, I'd be floating on Capitol right now doing other things with it. But when that movie didn't get made and the book started selling and then the economy went belly up and my kids had to go to college, all kind of stuff happened. So like, man, I ain't got the money to do the movies now. And then I try to get Capitol to do a little small thing to restart something. I ain't got it. All of that. Them jokers is crazy. And so I had a tantrum and wrote this book, and I was so pissed off. I said, man, I could kill one of these daggone jokers.
And
I
you still having it.
Of course, I wouldn't do it, but in the book, I can do it. You know,
right,
so that's
right,
how
right.
I started. That's why I had a tantrum. I'm pissed off that black folks are just so terrified and got the money too. Some of them, but then the money's all tied up, right? Oh, my money all. Well, you ain't got no money in it. It's all tied up.
Well, if you are just joining Community Voices, it's Momo Love alongside DJ Firebone 592 Sound.
Welcome.
We are speaking with the godfather of urban fiction himself, Mr. Omar Tyree, who gave us urban classics such as Fly Girl, Sweet St. Louis, and What They Want. Right now, we are talking about his new ebook series called The American Disease. He is on his second episode, which you can download off of Amazon, and we are talking about that now. You were talking, we talked a little bit about some of the characters. You have 15 characters. How did you begin to develop these characters, and they all interweave and they're intertangled and they just like, man.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to make a series where, just like these reality shows, you have enough people to root for and to, me to stretch out, because this series is going to go for a good year and a half. I'm going to keep writing it every month. Okay. And so I want people to be addicted to these characters. And I wanted the characters to represent a lot of different walks of life. So I got the football player in there because football players, they can go from making $16 million like Dez Bryant with the Cowboys. He don't have a new job yet. He's making no millions right now. So you go from $16 million to nothing until you get another job. It's crazy. And he's not going to make $16 million and no other profession. We don't even know what else he's skilled in outside of catching footballs. And so you got to understand, them guys are volatile. They get all that money and then they go to nothing. So I wanted to write about that. And his wife is in there, too, and she's terrified of him losing the money and people asking about them. So I got that all in there. I got a rapper in there who, of course, he wants to come up, and he got a manager that got the money, and his manager like, hey, rap about this, don't rap about that. So we got all these kids running around here, which we really don't know what they want to talk about, but they terrified that they have to rap a certain way and cuss women out and talk horrible about the community because that's what's hot and what's selling right now. And you don't even know if them kids really feel that way. But that's what they think. And so every kid wants to be a gangster with his pants down with a bunch of tattoos on. And you learn in this book that it's set up that way because they feel that if I can't get no money, I'm rapping for nobody. So they seduce themselves into that. Then I got a young girl in there who got the look, and all she do is post pictures on the internet, and people then follow her. And they got all these little vixens on. I'm talking about, a lot of times I go on the internet, I'm not even trying to look for these little girls, and they got these sexy pictures popping up everywhere. I'm like, what the heck is going on? Like, every girl want to be a little sexy model now. And this is all part of the disease of economics. I got all of them in there. I got one white man who's sympathetic to poor people, and another one who don't care. And I got both of them in there. So I got plenty of care. I got a Hispanic grandmother who doesn't want to provide for her daughter and her grandkids because she like, y'all all living off the hog. Y'all need to get better economic standards. I'm not going to be paying. And she married a dude that didn't marry him. She had 3 kids out of wedlock. She got all this stuff going on where you like, would I put my money in there? How would I feel? So I'm going to really put a lot of people to the test to see how they feel about money and what they would do with money. And I got a financial analyst in there, coach, who's dealing with everybody's money problems. And he's like, good God, I got to deal with these people every day that don't want to listen to me when I give them simple advice on how to save their money and build it. And they tell me right to my face, I ain't got it like that. I can't afford. I got to spend my money every day. My money, And so I got all that stuff in there so we can really understand how deep it is in capitalism. Nobody's getting away. I'm going to have every issue that come up, I'm going to put it in there.
And I was wondering why you really defined your characters' hair, complexion, nationality, because we do need to understand how different nationalities view money, how they view us as black people, what we do, and how we view ourselves. So I thought at first I kept saying, well, why does he have to, characterize each person like that? But it does. It gets you involved with the character.
Well, so you want me to just say, oh, a man, a woman?
No. I was just wondering.
America is all about, we call it a melting pot, but sugar, when you fill out an application, they want to know everything about you, boy.
True.
And then when you walk in for that interview, if you think they ain't sizing you up, I'll tell you 100 stories. They sizing you up. Don't think you coming there and you a short Asian and they don't know it. Don't think you coming there and you a 6'4" black man and they don't know it. There ain't nobody blind here. Ain't nobody blind in America.
Now, let me ask you, Omar Tyree, and for those of you who are not familiar with Omar Tyree, he is the godfather of urban fiction. He was the one who wrote Fly Girl, Just Say No, Leslie, What They Want, the Last Street novel.
Don't forget Chasing Destiny.
And Chasing Destiny. Yeah, he has some poems.
I didn't write Chasing Destiny.
You didn't write Chasing Destiny?
Eric Jerome Dickey.
Ooh.
That's Eric Jerome Dickey.
Okay, yeah, I didn't write that. For that one.
Yeah, I know all my books.
I know you should. You should.
You ain't gonna give me somebody else's child.
We don't want
apologize
to. We don't want to.
Got my own
Between
children.
the two, I've read so many books.
Now we all want money, and this book is so an eloquent example of what we will do for it so far.
Right.
How much research went into this?
Well, I know a lot already. I'm 50 years old now. 49. I keep saying 50, but.
Okay.
When you're an author, I have a journalism degree, and I investigate everything. So at this point in life, I've had money, lost money, got money back. Now I'm trying to get money again. And so I've been around these issues. When you're 50 years old, I've owned 2 houses. I've bought houses for other people, sent people to so much stuff. So it's not that much in this particular book that I don't already know. I've been around white people, wealthy and poor. I've been East Coast, West Coast, down south, up north. I've been overseas. So I know a lot with this particular book. This is easy to write. All I got to do is stir it all up so you can feel what capitalism is doing to you, because a lot of people don't understand it. When you're living from paycheck to paycheck and you overspending every time you get something. It's ridiculous. And America makes you do it. Buy this, get this, buy that, get this, buy that. And you do it all day long.
Yep. So let me ask you this. How long do you plan on writing this series?
For at least a year and a half.
Okay.
That's going to be about 16 episodes, and I want to get the whole country addicted. So I got a lot of work to do.
It's quite addictive. It does read. I mean, all of your books read like they were visually happening in front of you, and you could start to see the characters. You could see, even though, some things happened early, you could see Billy, you could see Rachel, you could see Connor. And I wanted to know, is Connor loosely based on you?
Yeah,
I saw it all up in there.
I made me an Irishman. You know what I mean? Because they're going through the same thing. Even white guys, I wanted to stir that up because if you make it black, then it's like they blow. White guys right now even having hard times writing stuff because everybody think they're a writer, and now they want you to do more than you ever had to do before.
Yeah.
They want you to do all the work, and then they just want to buy the idea. And it's like, so what? I'm not Tyler Perry, but they want everybody to be Tyler Perry. You got to film the movie, produce the movie, cast the movie. They want you to be, like what they call them, monsters. They call people like that to do everything. Produced, starring, directed, mixed by, promoted by. Everybody can't do all that stuff.
Okay, and then
they always talking about what the kids can do. These kids can do this. These kids, because they grew up with all this extra technology. But what the kids don't have is wisdom. And so now we have a bunch of kids making stuff that has no wisdom in it, and now you got the blind leading the blind, and we got to get some more people that got intelligence and logic that to be able to write scripts again.
Yeah. So episode 2 is out now. It came out July 1st, and each episode is coming out the 1st of each month.
June. I got it out June the 5th. I was a little late because I had to work with my editor, and so Omar, give me a couple more days. I got another project. But it's always going to come out the first week, So I'm going to try to get them out the first of the month. But it came out the 5th, which was, what's that, yesterday?
Yeah.
So it just popped out. But, you'll be able to get it all month long. And then the way I wanted to set up, I want folks to be fiending for the next one. That's how we want to set it up. So I would never give you enough information. I'm going to have a cliffhanger throughout. But every character has to be interesting. And that's what I've created.
You have. I have to admit that you have. I'm ready for the next episode, and it's taking way too long.
Yeah.
For those of you who are just joining Community Voices with Momo Love alongside DJ Firebone 592 Sound, we are speaking with the godfather of urban fiction, Mr. Omar Tyree. We have a call coming in, but I don't think that we can take that call. So if you're listening, you can call us back, or send us a Facebook message. But Omar Tyree, we do have a question, which you already said. He was born and raised in Philadelphia, did go to college a little bit here in Howard at DC, and then went back to, you said Pitt?
No, I went to Pitt first.
Okay.
And then transferred to Howard.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask you.
And we used to make fun of black schools. When I went to the white schools, I wanted to be an athlete, and we had this idea that you can't really go to the pros through a black school. And we used to call them party schools, and you're not going to get a real education, and you need to learn how to be around white people and learn what they... We had a lot of nonsense as kids in college, and after a while, like, you know what, dude, we complain every week about white people and why we ain't doing this, I said, I'm tired of this, dude. I'm going to go to one of the best black schools, and at that time, Howard was graduating doctors and lawyers and politicians and professional people all over the place. And so I'm like, yo, man, I don't know what we talking about, but it seems like a whole lot of these people coming out of these black schools become successful to me. And then when you go to the black schools, you learn out that you have an opportunity to be leaders while you're still a student, and you have an opportunity to really build your confidence in what you're doing. And the education is all on you, how seriously you take it. And then you get internships more because everybody's coming there for you. And then you graduate as leaders when you come out of black schools. And that's why a lot of the black college graduates end up being stronger individuals than a lot of pacifists and get-along people that came out of these white schools. Okay. And then you find out why they call them party schools. My friends from Pitt, guess when they came to visit me at Howard? Guess what events they came to visit me on?
What is it? The homecoming.
Homecoming. So I'm like, what you think? Any school is going. I said, you can't call it a party school if you only coming on homecoming. Come on a regular weekend when we doing regular school studies and stuff. But you still have parties. You in D.C. You can always find a party on a weekend. But this whole idea, black schools are party schools. No, they're not. Get your work done. Everybody, when you go to white schools, if you want to party, they got places where you can go every night.
Yeah. Now, Omar, do you think that financial literacy should be taught in elementary school level?
Did I say that again? I used to be smart? Say it one time.
Do you think that financial literacy needs to be taught as early as elementary?
I'm glad you brought that up.
Of course.
My mother opened my bank account on my birthday when I was 7 years old.
All right,
and she said, never tell anybody what you got in your bank. And every time you put money in this bank, it grows bigger and bigger. And I had a bank account in PSFS. Wow. Do you know by the time I was 17 years old, I was the only guy of all my friends that had a bank account at 17 years old.
Wow.
And I still had money. So my friends knew nothing about money. Didn't know how to save. I was shopping with bargains because my mother showed me how to go when the sales were there. So I would save my money till the sales came, and then I'd buy up half the store.
Wow.
I wouldn't sell. And then my mother showed me how, which we used to say all the time, I don't want to offend the Jews, but in Philadelphia we would call it Jewing them down, where you get a discount on everything. And then my friends like, man, you a black Jew, because I was always saving money and concerned. And that's why I got to be a hustler and an entrepreneur with my own books, because I understood money, and my mother did that early. You know what I mean? So I'm glad you brought that up. I was always a money dude, and that's why I was able to put my own books out, because if not, I'd have been waiting around for some white man to buy my dream. I put my own first books out. Fly Girl was my second book. Capital City was my third book. My first book was called Colored on White Campus, and I borrowed money from family and friends and paid them all back, spent that money over, started my own bank account again in D.C. at the Industrial Bank of Washington, a black bank with my own company. I set up my own fictitious name in the state of Maryland. I did all that. So, yeah, you got to understand how to do that. And so now I'm teaching that, which you understand in the book, because I've been around financial coaches.
I was getting ready to ask, are you becoming a financial coach? Are you going to give back in that way? Because I think we need that. If we're not going to have financial literacy in schools, we need more black African Americans need more money managers and financial coaches. Why don't
you got a whole breakdown in this second episode when, there's a mom coming in there, 35-year-old mom with an 18-year-old son about to go off to college. He wants to be a one and done. And the financial analyst had to break down everything. And that's a battle. That's a great battle. Because the mom was like, we need money for this. Nobody helped us. He was like, ma'am, please, you're in here to get help. Let me help you. Let me let you understand what you need to do. Yeah. And it's always a battle for people that don't understand money. They really believe that they're going to die if they don't spend every dollar.
Well, I mean, it's hard for us sometimes, Omar. Some of us have never had $30 million, let alone $1 million, let alone $5,000. So
and that's the disease.
Yeah, it is.
And that the white man actually call it that. It's a disease when you broke, and it's sad that they're in that position. But it ain't my daggone job to fix it. So the ones that can get out, and the ones that can't, that's on them. And that's the sad thing about capitalism. Yeah. Survival of the fittest. That's the second title, right? Survival of the fittest. Yep. That's the second episode you're in now. Who's going to survive it? And then the third one coming out July 1st, so that first week, is going to be called Money Over Everything.
Money Over Everything. Now, there's one other thing in episode 2 that I wanted to ask you. There was a line in there about the Chinese people. They were going to get some Chinese food. Is there anything that we can be learned from the Chinese community as far as saving money, investing money, and putting money back into our community?
Well, what they have done, the Chinese, the Asians in general, have become service people. So I'm going to tell you what they do. They find out what people must have. Oh, black people must have their nails done. Oh, we're going to open up a nail shop. Oh, black people must